Hello, everyone. Wrestling with H here. You are wrestling. Monday Night Raw last night. Oh my god, so much wrestling. You could think we're watching a wrestling show. We kicked off the show with Liv doing a promo. I forgot everything she said. I'm not gonna lie to you. I find Liv's promos a bit uneasy, we'll say, on the ears. She kind of sounds like Janice from Friends, if you can hear it. And then obviously Dom comes out, Rhea's gonna kill you, Liv. The only thing about this segment that resonated with me, we'll say, is the absolute sexual tension, all right? Dominic Mysterio, it's Eddie Guerrero, right? Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. He'd be proud of this, I tell you that much. I'm looking here because my phone and the notes are here, right? Finn comes out, stop all this BS, everyone. My main point from this here is I want to see more from Liv in the sense that get your mind out of the gutter. I tell you that right now. I want to see more from her in the sense that if you guys remember back in Rhea's, like the early times of her reign, it was too much Judgment Day business, right? There was no actual story with the women's world title. And I hope that's not the case here with Liv. Doing all this with Judgment Day and Dominic is fine, but if we are not building up another woman in the process to challenge for the title, etc., I don't know. It kind of bugs me. I didn't like when they did that with Rhea, and it was too much about the Judgment Day, and she wasn't defending the title. I hope that's not the case with Liv here, but time will tell. The absolute amazing match that was Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. You expect nothing less, right? Sheamus is putting on banger after banger. Pay me. Or sponsor me. Sponsor me! If you watch the other channel, I had to bring it in somehow. They spat on each other in the least sexual manner, of course. Surprisingly, Ludwig won, but I'm not mad at it. I've noted here potential to run it back at Clash. What the hell does that mean? Clash at the Castle. I'm not too sure. Will they? Won't they? I'd be down to see another match between them, but I don't think it will happen at Clash at the Castle. What do you know? I don't know. Lee versus Finn. Dragon Lee, that is, and Finn Balor. I'm just going to assume everyone knows when I say, one part of their name that you know who I'm talking about. It's good to see Lee back in action. It was a good match, nothing too crazy. Interference by JD McDonough and Carlito. For some reason, no one seems to help Dragon Lee, right? Whenever he gets attacked, no one is there. Even in this match, when the interference occurred, there's no LWO until Braun comes out with Rey Mysterio after the match. But whatever, it was an alright match, I guess. We moved on to a backstage segment between, obviously, Carlito and Judgment Day and R-Truth. Now, I've noted here that as much nostalgia, right, and as entertaining as R-Truth and The Miz are, can we see some proper feuds for the titles, right? It's the same story with Liv and her world title. Sure, there's the story with the Judgment Day, but I want more in terms of championship matches, etc. I know it's only been like a week or two since she's won it, but there doesn't seem to be anything building until Rhea Ripley comes back. And with the Raw tag titles, or the World tag titles, sorry, what is going on? Like, dare I say, they should not have won the titles. I mean, we gave R-Truth his WrestleMania moment. Love it. Dare I say they should have lost it the next night. Sammy Alpha segment was good. We're getting that slow roll of Otis turning on Gable, and I think it's the correct thing to do. We don't want to blow our load too quickly. I definitely don't want to see Otis blow his load too quickly. Turning at Clash at the Castle, perhaps. I think we're gonna get Sammy versus Gable at Clash at the Castle for the title. I mean, if Otis turns on him then, we probably don't see Gable win the Intercontinental title. However, I don't think it hurts him too badly. Well, one, he hasn't re-signed. I'm assuming he will re-sign his contract and stay. But his heel work, I'm not sure, needs the Intercontinental title. And the hot story right now is, of course, him and Otis. We'll get to that in the predictions video. Probably next Friday, before, obviously, Saturday's Clash at the Castle. We then move on to Braun versus Ricochet. Good match. You'd expect it again. I mean, Braun basically killed Ricochet. Great. I love to see that on live TV. And Ilya stopped, obviously, Braun absolutely massacring, as he did, what was that guy's name? Cale Dixon or something? Ilya stopped that from happening to Ricochet with steel steps. I've seen murmurs online, of course, of them doing a triple threat between Braun, Ricochet, Ilya, Clash at the Castle. It seems to be a thing now. Triple H loves doing triple threat matches at PLEs. Probably get one here. I wouldn't be against it at all. Kiana James versus Natalya, it was alright. Kiana was obviously the rightful winner. And I think it's furthering a story of Natalya possibly turning heel. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Natalya. Her in-ring work is alright. But in terms of her character, I don't know, when she does a promo, I just don't believe anything she's saying. Let me know your thoughts on that. Braun versus Carlito for some reason happened. Absolutely pointless. And it only served to, well, basically, Judgment Day attack Braun. Liv saved Dominic. So once again, Liv involved with Judgment Day business. I mean, Judgment Day was all over this card. It really harpens back to the early days of Judgment Day when they were everywhere on the card. Not against it, as long as we're building up stories alongside it, of course. Shayna and Zoe versus Bianca and Jade. I noted down here, there was a continuous camera shot, right, after the commercial break. I don't know how many minutes that went on, but it lasted until Alba Fire and Isla Dawn interfered in the match. That is amazing camera work, by the way. Kevin Dunn, you will pay for the crimes that you have done for many years. But anyway, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, of course, interfered. I mean, at this point, everyone who is Scottish, get them on the card for Clash at the Castle, right? I'm assuming this might be a triple threat tag team match for the titles. I'd love to see that. I'm assuming it might be triple threat for the sole reason that Alba and Isla maybe get pinned. One of the teams, right? Either Shayna or Zoe, or Shayna and Zoe, or Isla and Alba. No, Alba. So many names. But one of those teams will be pinned so that the other team can stake their claim. You didn't pin us, right? But of course, I need to mention Bianca is an incredible wrestler. I don't think everyone... I see a lot of slack online, right? Not the workplace messaging app, but a lot of people seem to think Bianca is overpushed or overrated. Get a grip of yourself. I tell you that much. We then had Jey Uso declare for the Money in the Bank. I might make a video about Jey Uso. I don't want to, I don't want to yeet right now all over and ruin the video that I plan to make. But Jey Uso is interesting. Will he win Money in the Bank? I don't think so. Do I think he should win Money in the Bank? No. But we'll move on. Io attacked Lyra. It's good to see some fire from Io. I like to see her doing the more aggressive side of things, right? That obviously has set up the match for next week, Lyra versus Io. Lyra also mentioned Money in the Bank, so she'll probably be in there. I'm assuming Io might be in there as well. We then moved on to AOP versus New Day. I mean, this wasn't anything spectacular, was it? I don't think AOP technically are the best in the ring. But this match only served to push the story of New Day breaking up. Dare I say, I don't know how many people will agree with me, but I do think it is time for the New Day to break up. Obviously, with Big E not returning at any time soon, I think it is the right thing to do. I mean, New Day have done everything that there is needed to do, and I don't see them doing anything else. You could, of course, right, get them the tag titles off of the Awesome Truth, for example. But I don't think the New Day need that, and I think we need to push up more tag teams now. A heel Woods? I'd be down for that. And of course, we ended with Rey Mysterio versus Damon Priest. An alright match, but I don't really think it was anything too special. Once again, we saw Judgment Day interfere, Dragon Lee get involved. Drew attacked Priest after, and then Priest put him through the announce table. We are making look, I say we, I'm not in this, but WWE, get me involved somehow. We've really made Priest look like a world champion, right? His entrance with the blur effect, the pyro, he really does look strong. And especially putting Drew through the table, it's credibility, right? A lot of people, me included, I don't know if, well, I didn't see Damien as a world champion, but he's really proving me wrong. And that's what we're all about. Prove me wrong, please. Do I think Priest retains a Clash at the Castle? That's a story for the predictions video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. I overall thought it was a good show. A lot of wrestling, right? I mean, this is more than usual, especially during the build-up to WrestleMania. We weren't getting a lot of matches, understandably so, right? But now, I feel like Triple H has a burner on Twitter, and he's seeing that people have complained that there is a lack of wrestling on a wrestling show. And he said, you know what? I'm going to show you guys. I mean, some of the matches just, why, right? Braun Carlito, for example. Why is that a thing? But overall, good show. I'm excited for next week. Ilya versus Braun. Io versus Lyra. Chef's kitchen. Get them in the kitchen. Triple H is cooking something. And also Sammy versus Otis. I'm intrigued to see what happens there. And obviously Clash at the Castle next week is going to be a busy week for me next week. I'll see you guys. Well, I plan to have a video up for Thursday. I don't know what it will be. Do you know? You won't know what it will be. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. And, Sheamus, sponsor me.